back to Bomb Squad 106. Coming at you live from the fucking office, which is just on the brink of teetering into summertime where it's going to be too warm to sit here at all.
Yes.
From freezing to sweating.
Bit of construction work on too.
There's a bit of roadworks in the way into the office here, so, you're welcome. Yeah. You're welcome for us putting up with that shit. We're back. You've landed this morning. You're in remarkably good nick for a man who's just off a flight.
You said that like I felt like a tramp all day today. I did change my t-shirt before you came in because it was soaking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's just from sitting there.
Delta sweating.
Yeah.
God.
Delta diarrhea. I haven't took a solid shite since I moved to America.
Okay.
I do logs here, over there.
That's the only reason you come home. Get a solid log in.
Get the log back in rotation.
The
food out there's not good. Like it will kill you. Like.
But they say that there, someone will be like, "How can I go to Rome and just eat nothing but pasta for a week and I'll come home and I've lost a stone and a half?"
Yeah.
It must just be the quality of the shite.
Or like Americans slag us off because they're like, "Oh, all the breakfast is shite and all this here." It's like you wouldn't know good food. That's the problem.
Yeah,
because you're reared on shite.
Yeah, yeah, and you always see like. In a sort of black Twitter type thing, slagging off white people for not seasoning.
Yeah.
It's all of America.
Yeah.
Don't give me bread with no butter. What am I going to... Those breakfasts? You're like, what am I supposed to do with that?
Oh man, I got an experience of a lifetime. Eric Kelly took me into this Jamaican restaurant.
Oh yeah?
After training.
Why go on with that?
I said it, as a joke, but we have become best friends. Like,
I know, it's great.
Man loves me. He's like, "Yo, Aaron, what are you doing after training today?" And I was like, "Oh, I have no real plans at the minute." And he goes, "All right, we going for oxtail, Corey's." And I was like, "Is Corey your mate or something?" And he's like, "No, the restaurant called Corey's. It's a good diner. We're going to go." Takes me in this block that has gyms on. He runs the shop. Like, everyone that was with me, we're walking about like the Queen's mother, hand up the whole time.
Yeah.
Going to Fat Joe's sneaker shop.
Yeah.
Fat Joe's nephew works there. Wee Joe. he's waving away.
Mid Joe.
Eric Kelly walks in, he knows everything. Then he brings me over to the Tims.
Yeah.
Now I know nothing about Tims.
Yeah.
He's like, "Aaron, we gotta get you a pair of Tims." I was like, "No, we don't. No, we don't." Fucking slip my big goat foot in that.
I'll give you a pair of Tims.
Sir, I have had one pair of boots and they cut the heels off me, and then everyone was like, "You have to wear them in," and I'm like, all my white socks are bloodstained now.
The true and tried. Every last one of them. Now, what you actually need, which I've learned, is a boot sock. A big, thick, old woolly sock.
Yeah, like a granddad sock.
Yeah.
Big, long number.
Big, and like actual wool, like knitted. So it takes the form of the shit.
Just when you thought I couldn't look worse.
You were the
Granddad socks and Tims.
Yeah, socks pulled up to your knees. Kilt. That's all you need.
We walked in, and do you know like the slang terms for Tims? He's like, "Oh, these the chicken and waffles.
Oh yeah, like
these the biscuits and butters.
Yeah.
These the custard creams. All those here. I'd never heard of this in my life." And he was like, "You don't know shit about Tims." And I was like, "And I don't.
Yeah.
Zero knowledge whatsoever.
And why should you?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's useless information to me. Clapping about to be a size 14 whatever fucking big fucking like we were getting Eddie Vans and they bring out I told you they brought out the ceremonial, like this was for their birthday and they made a size 65 or something.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I was like, that would fit McCann. Have you another one? Have you another one of them?
I know, because we were walking about it. Literally, it felt like just a day out. Like, he was like, he's like, "Yeah, are we going to get you a pair of Tims?" And he's like, one of them people that, like, when he has something on his head, he'll like get annoyed if it doesn't go through. And I was like, "No, Eric." I was like, "I will get a pair of Tims, but not today." And he's like, "What are you talking about? We're going to get you the butter and biscuits."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, not today, Eric." I was like, "Another day, we'll get sorted."
Are you just supposed to slide them on with your fucking shorts and like wet t-shirt? Cheers, Eric. It's a weird thing to force on someone when it's going to run you about $500.
Yeah.
Come on, get you Tims then. And you're like, I need to pay my rent.
100%.
You look good in the Tims though, when you're homeless.
And then we walk out of there. Everyone's like, "Yo, EK." Everywhere we go, "Yo, EK," whatever. He's like, "My man's, God bless you, man." Then he's walking about, takes me in the Corey's. We go on the Corey's. And he goes, "Okay, I'm order because you don't know shit about this." And then he turns around and he goes, "Let me get 2 oxtail, rice and peas, and cabbage." Sir, unbelievable. Un-fucking believable.
Yeah.
And then Desiree saw my story of him eating the oxtail. And he's like, she goes, "Fuck the cookout. You're going to grandmother's house next year."
That's like schoolboy Q Mac Miller.
Yeah.
just hanging about all day. Do you know what I love? I love that, you know, when we had a wee bit of a Spotify bump, a Spotify podcast, you know, and people might be listening for the first time, and it's just, they'll be like, who's Eric? What the fuck's going on? He's had a shit in the plane. I don't know what's happening.
What do they mean when they say he's on his side? What does that even mean? Yeah, it has got quite inside joke heavy. 106 episodes in, which is good.
Good.
You know?
You gotta jump on the moving treadmill around 100%. Here, or else you fucking freak out. God,
we use that too. It's your first time listening.
Hey, if it's your first time listening. And Americans will be like, you know, your food's shit over there, and I'll tell. What's the difference between going for, you know, a fucking buffet somewhere and there's a bit of stewed beef and a bit of cabbage, same shit.
Oh yeah,
same shit, isn't it?
Oh yeah, 100%.
Is there a bone in the oxtail?
Oh yeah, it's all bones. It's like little bones with meat on, but the meat falls off like chocolate.
Like chocolate.
Chocolate in your mouth. No, deadly feed. Deadly feed. But then the next day, I was training with him again. Yeah. And then afterwards, I was going to meet my friends in the park. You know, we parked there. A bit. And he goes, I was going to Thai diner, meet my friends. And he goes, don't worry about it. And he goes, yo, and we going to Corey's today? And I was like, oh, I can't. I was like, I'm going to meet my mates. He's like, oh, you got plans? And I was like, yeah, no, I got plans. And he goes, oh, okay. And I was like, oh, God love him. Do you know what I mean?
One tear out of the good eye. But do you know what? I wish your sort of like social guilt that you get.
Yeah.
Like when I give you the apple and you just held it. You know, I'm surprised you didn't be like, I'll squeeze in a wee Jamaican before I go to Thai diner.
I know. Well, like, yeah, because I do that with my mom all the time, where she's like, dinner will be at this time. And then you'll be like, do you want to go for a feed of dumplings that would kill a horse? I'm like, well, absolutely.
Yeah.
Then I go home, I'm like, fuck, I'm starving.
Yeah.
I'm having that all day. Full quiche.
Yeah. No, I'll eat because I'll go home and I know rightly no one's cooked.
Yeah.
Like I'll arrive in and be like, is anyone, do you want me to do dinner for everybody now? What's the fucking crack here?
Oh, sir. This is the problem with like the first podcast. When I come back, I just have like a ream of shit I want to tell you.
Okay.
So this has happened maybe a couple of times in my life before, like once or twice, but this was the worst scenario of all, right? So this just happened the other day. So
news just in. I
go to meet my mates in the park, right? And it's Bobby and Matty. And
Are you taking drugs or anything in the park?
No. Well, they're smoking drugs, which I can't do that. I get schizophrenia. So we
just a 24 pack of Stella, lumbering it about.
Well, this is it. So I woke up that day
over your shoulder like that.
Me and Colin went out the night before, and then the next day he had lacrosse on, and I was like, "Well, he goes, just sit down and watch this." He's like, "I want you to get into this," and I was like, "I don't like any sport, Colin."
Yeah.
But I tried. I was like, I'll sit down with you and have a drink. So we have a few morning Stellas. Neither of us a vet, right? And then I'm like, fuck, I'm going to meet them ones in the park. But the park's in Brooklyn, so it takes about an hour and 10 to get there from my house, right? I had 5 Stella, right? Mm-hmm. Just sitting there watching the cross. And then I was like, well, fuck, I'm kind of feeling a wee bit of a buzz now, like.
Yeah.
And Colin goes, that's a long train you've got. He's like, you might as well take 2 for the road. So I did. I took a brown bag, I stuck 2 Stella in it, and I drank them at the train. Bursting for a pish.
I was going to say, you probably pishing out the door every time it opened.
It brought back memories of like getting the bus to Cookstown for cents. But it was way worse because there's nowhere to go. Yeah. So you can't just
tell the
conductor.
I'm Boston. Come on.
I'm fucking gasping. So we pulled up anyway, and it was the park's that fucking big that the train got off, but they were on the other side of the park. Oh. So I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, I was like, I need a pish, down for a pish. Pish is first in the agenda. Yeah. On this street, and I'm like, right, I'll try and find just some sort of business that'll let me use their pisher. Yeah. Spot this Mediterranean restaurant, bougie but dead. Mm-hmm. I was like, okay, maybe they'll let me in. So I go to the front. They've got a guy with a menu ready to rock. He's like, table for one. And I was like, oh, sorry, mate.
Toilet for one?
I'm actually just wondering, could I use your toilet? And he goes, yeah, if you buy something. And I was like, well, I'm not well hungry. And he goes,
I'm actually pissed.
He goes, well, you can have a drink. And I was like, great, I'll have a drink. And I goes, do you have Stella? He's like, yes. And I was like, right, give me a bottle of Stella then, I'll use that. But I'm literally at this point, I'm gripping duck territory.
Yeah.
Like I'm about to pish. So he goes to get me a Stella. I was like, I'll get that at the bar. Sure, whenever I come in, I'll pay for it. Walk up. It's like a slidey door. Right? Slide the door. There was a boy standing vertical, right? With his hand up his arse. Right? So I literally, right, I slid the door, and sir, the cut of it, now you'd love the cinematics of this, my POV. The door slid, he had his hand up his dot, and just went. but as soon as he saw me, like in that type of scenario, obviously you're like going to panic stations. But you would say something like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," whatever. He just literally turned around, saw me, and goes, "Fuck!" He just went, "Fuck!" So then I slid the door back, and I'm like, "Oh fuck, I gotta get out of here." So the guy goes, "You have to pay for the Stella," and I was like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, hurry up!" And I go to pay for the Stella. I'm like, "Hurry up before this gets back out here." Pay for the Stella. Wasn't even gonna drink it. Your man slides the door, comes out. I'm like, "Oh fuck, I'm gonna have to confront him now." He's gonna be like over apologetic. What kind of way is he gonna go here? He comes over to me and goes, "I'm so sorry about that, man." And I was like, "No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. I should have knocked, even though it's a public restroom." And I goes, "No, the lock on it must be fucked or something. You're grand." And then I go for a pish, because I'm like, at this point, I'm literally about to pish myself. So I go pish, and I'm like, I wonder, can I slide out without having to make any sort of eye contact with this man again, right? But the toilet is like really near the bar, right? So I slide the door, and I go to walk out. He immediately puts his hand up. And I'm like, "Oh, for fuck's sake." So I walk over, and he goes, "Hey man, sorry again about that." And I was like, "Don't worry about it. Immediately delete it.
Leave it.
Yes.
Let it slide."
So then he goes, "I'm having the fucking worst week of my life this week." And I goes, like a dumbass, I went, "What's wrong? What have you done?" I couldn't help myself, right? So he goes, "My divorce got finalized this week." And I went, "Oh, Jesus Christ." I goes, "This man's on the brink." So then I was like, "Oh God, I'm well sorry to hear that, whatever." You know, I'm like, I'm just like, well sorry to hear. And then he goes, "You wouldn't stay with me for one drink?" And I was like, "Well, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna have to." Like,
what sort of man is this?
Old boy, like, but like, you know, like kind of like classic, like I love my country spec.
Okay.
Like big navy shirt with a flag on the back, tucked into the jeans, whatever.
Old racist.
Yes.
Yeah,
100%. Weird that he was going to a Mediterranean restaurant.
Casual KKK.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Race cash.
Yeah, KK casual.
KK casual, yeah.
So I just sat and listened to this boy talk about divorce, whatever, and all this here. And then I leave and I get an Uber to the park, and I have to fucking find them in the park. And you know, whenever something so mental has happened, and you're like, "I'm sorry, I just can't," I just immediately have to tell you what just happened there.
Yeah.
So I told them all at the park, and they were dying laughing, you know. And I was like, for fuck it. I just couldn't get it out of my head the whole day.
That's fucking 10 out of 10.
But man, he was like, you ought to see
that's a lost man there.
Yeah.
Wiping his arse in a Mediterranean restaurant that's empty. And then choosing that as his fucking, like dive bar to sit and fucking drink away the pain.
But man, let me tell you something. He was in there like,
"Give me, you want more calamari?" He's like, hit me. And they fucking slide it up the front. I'm drowning out in fucking feta. I'm fatted up. I've had enough.
Fatted up.
It is a weird spot to be like fucking.
Oh man, it was crazy.
Rage drinking.
It was absolutely crazy. It was just
I just piss in the street like every other crazy person.
But that's what New York is. So it's like every week is like, it is like putting your psyche on a roulette table, because you don't know what the fuck is gonna happen. Endless interactions, endless characters. Like it just goes so crazy so quickly.
Yeah.
I was looking for a pish, and now I'm having a drink with a man telling me about his divorce.
Now you're Dr. Phil.
And I saw up his dot like, fuck.
That's a great response.
So funny.
That is how you feel. Just like, fuck's sake.
Yeah.
The guy's wiping his fucking asshole.
Fuck, if there was a camera on my face, I was like, hair was wobbling. I was like, I'm so sorry.
You don't want any conversation. You just want to go. Oh Jesus! I saw a woman on the flight to Spain there, and she was just standing outside the fucking plane bog with a big packet of baby wipes, and I was like, not a fuck given by her. She's just standing there like arm on the wall, just holding it like, we got day. It's half out, half in, so deal with that. Where I was in the cockpit, did you see my photo?
I did see that. Beautiful.
Big Bomb Squad fan there, man.
Beautiful.
And he was in Lavery's like on the Wednesday or something. I missed it. We were away, like, but he's like, yeah, we're down Lavery's all the time. And I was like, that's fucking crazy, man.
Class.
And they let you in charge of this fucking thing.
Yeah.
And then he's like, do you want to go in the again? He goes, just sit in the cockpit. And I'm like, not really, because I will fucking lean on everything.
Yeah.
And he goes, nah, get on in there. No room. Zero room in a cockpit.
I was going to say, suit the cockpit, like.
Do you think I'd be a cockpit?
Well in the pit.
Yeah, it's one of them things, like, you know, it's like golf. I'm like, don't let me at it.
Yeah.
Because I probably will lose myself in it and then be like, I'm a pilot now.
Perfect song choice too for the Instagram post, by the way. Big fan of
Darling,
that. Love that.
I also saw a great exchange. The flight over. The flight over is always scumbags. There might be scumbags on the way back but they'll be a bit more settled down because they've done like 3 days of hardcore drinking. But the way over, you know, boys wearing like matching football tops, like hooligans, like shouting and screaming and all. And I could hear the air staff or the plane staff being like, you know, this boy was like fucking vaping. I had to give off to him about vaping and all. But the guy's vaping this might be more dangerous, on the walk to the plane.
Oh no, you can't do that.
Yeah, so she's like, can't vape, and he's like, what? And
do in the toilet like a respectable human being.
Yeah, you know what I mean. And at least there's a bit of water around.
Yeah,
you know. But fucking 10 out of 10 sarcasm, which I love. You know, the boys like went back of the plane, or whatever, and they were coming up to the toilet, and then they were, you know, saying sorry and whatever. And the guy was like, I didn't know you couldn't. Why can't you vape outside? And she goes, jet fuel. I got there, and I felt like standing up and being like, nice.
That's very you.
Guys, just interrupting the show briefly to tell you to head on over to patreon.com/the Bomb Squad pod, where you can unlock a whole list of treats. Podcasts mainly. We're on the new schedule now where we have two episodes where we answer the AMAs. Ask me anything at all. AMA. 2 episodes of that. We have the New York tapes, the recent one with Grace O'Malley.
Yes.
Great times. And people saying the chemistry was electric.
Oh shit.
Isn't that crazy? And me and McCartney's monthly crossover. So get on over there, patreon.com/Bomb Squad pod. And also get yourselves one of the remaining tickets for the SSE. And we'll have a great time. 2nd of May. Up the hoods.
Up the hoods. Good luck.
What else have you been up to? What about the wrestling? Do we have pictures of the wrestling?
What a spectacle.
Do we have the pictures of wrestling?
Yeah, well there's a couple of pictures sent to me.
Do you have them now?
Of people.
Are they on something?
I think
what did you go for in the end with it?
Oh, sir, don't even chat. I had the best intentions. It was just complete chaos, and I haven't been to an event in so long with a sign, whatever. I forgot that obviously you got to make the font a wee bit thicker. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just kind of did, and it was so shit. And you were like, "Oh, it'll look funnier if it's shit." But what happened was apparently they check your signs. So I didn't know this. They check your signs before you go in.
It's probably better. In
case you write anything mad.
Yeah.
But the thing with me was I met up with Dina and her co-workers for happy hour beforehand. So I went in, like I was pissed. Like when I put up the story, being like, I'm so hammered right now. That wasn't, that was just
not
me documenting my current existence. Walked in there and I had all the yellow cards. Which, by the way, you would think easy find in New York City. Jesus, the tracking I did to get a couple of yellow cards.
A bit of card.
Crazy. Anyway,
there's probably like one shop that just sells cards, and you gotta go there.
Went in there. The guy goes, I have to check your signs. And I was like, oh, I haven't wrote them yet. And he goes, okay. So then I just walked. I could have wrote anything in that.
Yeah.
Could have wrote anything.
Yeah.
But I was like, Jesus, no, it'd be wild if I got blacklisted from the WWE.
From the river to the sea.
So then I just was standing in the hallway at Madison Square Garden writing these signs.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, fuck, will I write? Because I had like, think it was like 6 sides to play with. And I had 2, obviously, that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Then the rest, I was just kind of like drunk and just thinking, this will be pretty sneaky here now. And that was it. But the Buy the Blender one got airtime.
Yeah. Were you sitting there like, just right by the blender?
Yeah. We tip of the cap to you. You know what I mean? Can't wear a cap. Head's too big. And then I got Luther 316 got airtime.
Nice.
Right behind Rey Mysterio's head. Prime retail, that.
Nice.
But what an event. And of course, you know, making friends, you know, I was in between 2 very different types of people.
You got friends for life now that you slept with?
Well, 2 of them was just 2 fellas that drove down from Connecticut, and they were down. We were chatting away, nerding out and all. And then one beside me was a fella and his girlfriend, and his girlfriend had bought him tickets for his birthday. So I was like, "Oh, come here, I'll buy you a drink, sure." And he's like, "Yeah, man, like whatever you're on." And I was like,
"You don't want any part of it."
I was like, "Do you want just a pint of lager?" And he was like, "What kind of lager?" And I was like, already too many questions. I regret this immediately.
Yeah.
I was like, I'll just get you a pint. So I go over and get him a pint, and I'm in the line, and this guy is at the very front, and he's like having a public freak out. So he goes like, "Man, this is the thing is like, if I'm getting a fucking drink and I'm paying this price for it, I at least expect it to be made how I asked it to be made." And then the guy's like, "Mate, this isn't like a hotel bar, you know what I mean?" He was looking at whiskey, but with 1 ice cube in it. And the guy's like, "We literally just have like, you know, the fucking ice you get out of your fridge. Like, we don't do that." Like, so this guy's causing a scene, being a real shouting at the staff, all whilst wearing a Rey Mysterio mask. How embarrassing. He had a full Rey Mysterio mask on him, giving jip.
You just can't do it.
You can't do it.
You can't do it.
If you're gonna have a freak out, you can't have a Mysterio mask on.
Just fucking moving just a wee bit to the right. No, you have to keep straight in it. No, give me my fucking whiskey with 1. Who gets a whiskey with 1 ice at a fucking arena?
At a wrestling show?
Yeah.
Not the Not the event at all.
I was watching Sopranos last night, and they were drinking little tiny whiskeys.
Oh, I'd put you in the form for it. I'd put you in the form for it too.
I was like, it's, you know, it doesn't seem like, it feels sneaky if it's just a wee tiny glass, 1 wee bit of ice in it.
Put you back in the Bains that show too.
Yeah. Being in Spain there on a balcony, that's what I've decided I like in my life. A balcony.
Yeah.
I could have a balcony hanging off the side of anything and I'd be happy.
Well, that's why I started smoking.
But it was nearly back in the Bains. Like,
we moved in the apartment in London, had a balcony, was on the Fegs in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Loved it.
It's great times, like.
You go
deck out.
The peak for a man is balcony, nighttime, Bluetooth speaker out with you.
Yeah.
Smoking a bang.
Never made it in the world, man.
Yeah.
And then you say things like I do when I come in this morning. I'm like, listen to 2 or 3 great Van Morrison songs there. Absolute daft.
That's the bad.
Did I tell you about Tom Segura?
No.
Meeting him? Did I tell you? I told this on the McCartney thing. Have I not told you any of this?
No.
Meeting him?
No.
Have I done that?
No.
I'm going to tell him this.
Us on the phone the other day. Us on the phone the other day.
And I didn't mention the gig we went to. I'll tell you the story fresh then.
Okay.
Sorry if you've heard this on the Patreon, but let's face it, a lot more people on the public. You know what I mean? Which you should change, by the way. Patreon uncomfortable. Fucking Patreon uncomfortable. I can't believe I haven't told you this. I feel like I was walking around cringing for about a week. Went to Segura, same promoters.
Breakfast.
Parked out the back, VIP.
Real bad man.
Right? Went to the show. Me and McCartney went up to the, you know, that little sitting area at the waterfront. Up the back, looks like a living room. They're like, come on up there. We're going to the late show, so this is in between shows for Tom Segura. And I go up and there's part of me in the back of my head going like, fuck me, what if, you know, meeting like Dom and Colin and all. I'm like, I wonder is Tom Segura sitting up here? But we go up, he's not there, he's obviously in the green room, he's probably eating or something in between shows. Showtime comes around, we go take the seats, right? Now, previously that day, Nico from Pride and Pinion, shout out, Tom Segura was in his shop and he fucking gave him a watch. It was about 30 grand or something. Jeez. And I replied,
you any spares talking about?
Oh, give me a Casio, thanks. But I fucking, I I replied to the story. So I'm like, oh, sweet, man. And he goes, you going to the show tonight? I'm like, yep, going to the late show. He's like, so am I. I'll see you there. Right? So see the show. We're coming out. We've got the code to the fire door. We get out the back. Car's parked out the back. Me and McCartney take a quick pish. Nico arrives. Motorbike helmet. 40 TikTokers with him. His whole team. And he's like, well, fucking banger and all, shouting about the place. And he's like, you coming up? And I was like, nah, I'll head on here. And he's like, come on. And I was like, I know what it's like to do 2 shows in one night and there be like a bunch of fucking weirdos in your green room that you don't know or want to even speak to. So I head on. I get round the back of like, me and McCartney in the car, get round the back of like the city hall. Dom rings me and he's like, where are you? And I was like, I'm just leaving town here. He goes, where are you? Are you far away? And I was like, behind the city hall. And he goes, could you come back? And I'm like, probably. And he goes, Tom wants to meet you, right? Have I not told you this?
You haven't told me any of this.
Tom wants to meet you. So I'm like, in my immediate fucking white panic, like, but I'm going, they've probably brought up to them that like, oh, do you remember Bert gave a shout out on the thing and all? That's your man. He's here. And he's probably went, oh, where is he? And all, I want to say hello to him. That's what I'm thinking in my head on the way round.
Yeah, I would think that in my head too.
So I drive round and we're pulling up and McCartney's like, this is mad. No, this is crazy. And I get out, go back in the thing, pull up and get out and Dom's there and he's like, come on up. And I go up. Now in my head, I'm like, I've been summoned by Tom Segura here. Right?
I can't wait.
So I come into the room like fucking, you know, I'm here. You know, I come in like, hey, how's it going? And I walk right up and I fucking, and Nico's there and Tom Segura and Kirk Fox, is it? The comedian. And I go over to Nico and I'm like, how's it going? And he goes, Tom, this is Colin Geddis here. He's a comedian from Belfast. And I go, how's it going? And he just goes, all right, man, how's it going? And immediately I go, oh, he didn't request this at all. You know, I'm like, he didn't ask to meet me at all. I'm like, Nico's probably just went, oh, I'm fucking, you know, I know a comedian. This will be a third wheel in a conversation here. And the second I shook his hand, I was just like, so now I'm just standing there, like, just going like, oh, I believe he gave you a watch today. Oh, it's a nice watch and all. Oh, fucking crazy. Just, it's mad. No? Just standing there like a spare
That's
deck.
not that embarrassing though. I thought that was going to be way worse.
I did get one off though. I was like, oh, do you remember Burr gave us a shout out in the podcast? That's our podcast. And he's like, class, blah, blah. He's chatting away. He was nice enough, but immediately I was just like, yeah, why? As soon as I shook his hand, my brain went, why the fuck? Why the fuck would he be like, let me meet Colin?
Yeah, but like you'd think the
Straight
same
home.
thing. But if Dom rang you and like requested you to come out there, you would think that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's embarrassing.
And then all I did the next day was send him in quotes, Tom Segura wants to meet you. And then he, in quotes, and then he wrote back a load of laughy faces and he goes, yeah, turns out that wasn't it or something. I'm just like, you fucking bastards.
I thought it was going to be way worse. I was waiting for a bigger crescendo there, like maybe you had a stumble or something.
No,
or,
the crescendo was me sweating through my jeans, standing
Yeah.
there just being like, I knew it. I was like, I should have fucking trusted my big fat gut.
No, I think that's good.
Which was I should have just headed on. And there was no, you know, like I could have made a real dick of myself and be like, can I get a photo? And I'm here? But there was no opportunity. Whatever way they'd set these wee conversations up, I couldn't even have went like, can I get a photo? Tom, good man.
You kind of, well, the photo thing, you kind of, you know the vibe, like, you know.
Oh yeah.
You're an intuitive man, you know what I mean? You can feel it, like,
yeah.
You know, witchy woo-woo stuff. Mm-hmm. Like with Burr at the thing, I was like, I'm not going to ask for it. This would be crazy to ask for a photo.
Yeah.
You know?
Like he had a photographer there. He was blasting off photos.
Yeah.
You know? So it would have been weird to be like, can I fucking take my sweaty, fucking greasy phone and be like,
yeah,
hey Tom. Yeah. But I was absolutely cringe screaming into pillows for the next 2 days.
Would have been to just double down.
Yeah.
Shake his hand. He's like, all right. And you go, you want to meet me?
You want to meet me?
The fuck you acting different about?
Yeah.
Just start him.
Well, what do you want to do then? Do something. Give me one of these or something. You know what I mean? Tom, fuck's sake. Acting like I don't fucking be in here every fucking month.
Yeah, no, that's grand. That's grand.
But McCartney made me feel good. He's like, no, sir, you're like a politician there. The way you work in that room and all. And I'm like,
I'll get he work the room.
Trump. Kissing hands, shaking babies. But I fucking white knuckled that stairwheel the way home. I'm telling you.
That's grand. So sometimes people like, I think it's probably just because they've experienced it, but like sometimes people tell me stories of like, oh, we did this real fuck up I had, and I can't wait to hear it, and it's grand. That's totally fine.
Yeah, but it was the way I just marched towards them. There's loads of people up there, and I'm just cutting through them. Excuse me, right up to them. Well,
you're probably, it's like if you walked up to the confidence of like, you know, say, you know, in your earlier days as a single man, if someone had been like, see that girl over there, she's looking at a slice of the tort, you know what I mean?
yeah, it's like reverse.
You'd walk over with the confidence of like, oh, this is easy.
Yeah, like if I was just in that room and they went, there's Tom Segura, I'd be like, how am I going to do this?
Yeah.
How am I going to walk up and say hello?
Yeah, exactly.
But in my mind, he's expecting.
Which probably worked all right.
He's expecting me. Is Geddis here yet? And I'm like, hey! To silence. Hey! Hey! Nah?
That's great.
Sweating thinking about it.
I love, those are very heartwarming stories. Like stories where like, and yours is nowhere near bad, but Bobby was telling me a couple of stories of him meeting and working with like big comics and just completely misreading the scenario. Like says something or whatever, and they're just like, oh God. Like that's hilarious. I love stuff like that.
Like when Willie opened for Louis C.K. Did he say...
What happened there?
I don't know, but I think he said the chat was fairly thin on the ground, you know?
Yeah.
And then he was like, is there any food here? And then Lisa, who was the runner, had to just give him her sandwich that she had in her bag. And he just wolfed it. Louis just
wolfed a bag sandwich?
Just wolfed someone's fucking made at the house ham roll.
Sir, you never take a sandwich out of a bag.
In a different country, out of a stranger's bag.
That's mental.
And it's their lunch. So he's like, aye, that'll do. Ow.
That's the worst thing he's ever done.
Yeah. Yeah. Take their dick out. No one's hurt.
I would rather you had a wank in front of me and take my fucking sandwich out of my own bag.
I was supposed to eat now. At least I could have been... At least going to see a strange penis and be not hungry. But now I'm just starving. For fuck's sake.
Also,
I can't believe I didn't tell you that though.
No. Only girls can get away with sandwich in bags too. If I had a sandwich in that rucksack there, oh geez, you would quite roast me.
Yeah.
Like, this fat can't even walk down the road with a sandwich in the bag.
But anytime I've tried to like meal prep, like make a lunch for myself later, I've just had it in the car on the way there to like act like it never happened.
Anytime I go to make a sandwich for like later, I'll eat a full sandwich while I'm making the sandwich and then be too full for the sandwich later.
Yeah. Never once in my life have I put back into the fridge like a half a packet of ham.
No.
Put it in the sandwich, roll it up like a cigar, push it in.
Oh, 100%.
You know? I had an absolute shift on Mother's Day.
Oh, I have to give my mother a present today.
No, bro, I was fucking... Got up with Eddie, made the card. Maureen had dropped me a subtle hint of like, oh, imagine if I got that for Mother's Day. Sent me a link. Bought this thing. Up with him, making all that. A wee bit of breakfast. And then I was like, how about... I actually said this. I was like, why don't we do like a wee gay afternoon tea?
Lovely.
Everyone comes around, I'll make a pile of sandwiches, cake and everything. That fell on ours. We ended up going to the cafe just for lunch. And then after that, it was a nice day. Maureen's dad was like, how about we fucking fire the barbecue up? I'm like, sweet, I will rush to the shop. Got myself some sausages. Good quality sausages, good quality burgers. I go down to his house. I was like, it's trying to organize everyone at once here. I'll just go down, start cooking, and then be like, this is ready to eat now. Go down, open the barbecue. It has a year's worth of mold in it. Just from like fucking, it's just like someone cooked on it and just left it from like last August.
Oh fuck.
And of course, Maureen's dad was like, sure, just cook that. I'll cook off. Just burn it off. And Maureen's mom's in the background just being like, no. And I was like, sure, I'll cook it up at the house. So then I fucking trail all the meat back to the house.
Oh, Jesus.
And we've got this hot plate that goes on the induction cooker. I start making all the burgers. Great stuff. But then, there's fucking 2 newborn babies. Eddie's running about. and our extractor fan is fucking shite. So the whole kitchen filled with smoke.
Oh,
like hazy.
Yeah.
Hazy with beef smoke.
Yeah.
And it was just fucking chaos. I was exhausted.
Yeah.
Just got them all out of the house, fell asleep immediately.
Did you just do breakfast in bed and you carry on like that?
No, not quite. No.
That used to be our kind of tradition.
I've tried it a couple of times more, but you bring the breakfast up and then go back up later.
Yeah.
And she's slept through the whole breakfast.
Yeah.
You're like, all I did was leave it beside the bed.
Yeah.
She'd be like, yeah, I'll get that now.
I used to watch my mom pretend to like the stuff I'd made her. You know, obviously under the guidance of like my father or whatever,
Yeah.
but even still, the bits that I got to do.
4 sausage rolls for breakfast. Lovely.
Yeah, just wakes up, scoffs, immediate heartburn,
Yeah.
day's fucked.
I have a vivid memory of being a kid and sneaking down the stairs. I was probably about 6 or 7, making the full toast tea on a tray, carried it the way upstairs, dropped it at the top step. Heartbroken. Jam side down.
Oh,
All the
God.
fucking toast hit the dirt.
Carpet?
Carpet tea everywhere.
Jesus, jam on carpet.
I was
what a fucking nightmare.
I can't remember like being that upset many times when I was a kid, but I was bawling. I was like, I'm fucked it up again. I can't even fucking manage toast.
That's enough to send you over the edge as an adult, fully grown man.
Yeah.
If you have a tray full of shit and you drop it, you're like, fuck this. I'm moving to
That was,
Mexico.
that was the last time I was as upset. Until I got to the Tom Segura event and I was in the same mind frame. I was like, fucking course you know.
Totally grand.
What's the point of being alive? Can you carry toast?
It is fun having a gay afternoon tea though.
Oh yeah.
The gap.
The gap. I've had a few afternoon teas, but they're a bit bun heavy.
I like that.
But you have like you have 2 wee like fucking, bits of sandwich. And then you're like, I'm going to need about 98 of these.
Yeah.
But you have 2 bit sandwich, and then there's like way more bun heavy than it is sandwich heavy.
Yeah, they're very tiny triangles.
And then they come up and they're like, would you like the Earl Grey something and the blah, blah, blah and the Indian this and whatever? And you're like, I don't care. I'm here to drink. Give me any tea.
Yeah.
And then cocktails.
Yeah.
I don't care what the tea is.
Oh, 100%.
You're giving me 3 tea options?
100%.
You fucking mad?
I fucking, what do you call? I went to Liam's house. Like he's from Queens, like, but his ma is like from back home, like she's from Cork. And you go in and it's like immediate. I was like, oh God, it'd be nice to come down here once a week now just to get a taste of, back home again. Because his ma is just such an Irish ma. Mm-hmm. As soon as I got in, just offered me 6 liquids. Just like, do you want tea? Do you want fucking with the grapefruit juice and the thing? Do you want this? Do you want that? Sat down. She's like, do you want some of the dinner that I've made? And I was like, no, use it away. And she goes, I don't care, I'll not eat. And I was like, oh, I'm not going to take your dinner. Like, that would be a crazy thing if I just sat down and was like, I'll take your dinner. Take your dinner, take your tea, leave. Do you know what I mean? I was like,
wipe my arse, stand up and get out of here.
Fuck. Oh, yeah, shout out to Vancouver as well. What a
shout out to the
was.
city of Vancouver.
Shout out to Vancouver.
Shout out to the whole area.
Oh God, what a time that was. One of the I was saying to you the next day, I was like, you'll never record your favorite sets.
No.
You'll never get it on record. That was one of my favorite shows.
Banger, was it?
Well, Amy Walsh was giving off to me after because she's like, I got a standing O. But as soon as the first block stood up, I like ran off stage, and she was like, "Why'd you not stay up there?" And I was like, "Because I was embarrassed." Completely embarrassed. I was like, "I'll get away the fuck."
Yeah.
Then I went down to the back and sculled about 9 pints. But thank God there was another show that I got offered because your man that owns the bar came up to me afterwards and he goes, "Big man, there's a limited tab there for you behind the bar." And I was like, "You're gonna have to get me out of here because if I stay here, I'll never come back.
You're gonna have to phone the police."
Yeah. So I went and did another show straight after.
Unlimited tab.
Unlimited tab. Imagine the damage I'd do.
Unlimited tab. That's a good name for something, isn't it?
That is nice.
Like a special of yours. Unlimited tab.
Unlimited tab would be nice.
Yeah.
But then before that, so I got to Amy's house. Shout out to Amy Walsh. Go to her house. Stay at her house. She is a dog sitter. That's her job. Not ideal for me.
Sitting on dogs. What the fucking... They leave the dogs in her house and she fucks off?
She takes the dogs, takes them for walkies,
Uh-huh.
and then they pair.
But they like stay at her house? They like live at her house?
You know, for like a day.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Like they drop them off 9 o'clock in the morning, pick them up, you know, maybe 4 or 5.
Yeah.
But in that time, they're at the house, she'll take them for a walk, feed them something, you know.
That's mental.
Yeah.
And is there a pile of dogs at the house? Like?
Well, the day I got there, 2 dogs, 2 big dogs. One of them was a barker. Immediately shit myself.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you didn't tell me you had dogs.
Goddamn kennels, right? Yeah. What the fuck?
Great. Can't rub my eyes for a week now.
There's nothing worse than an unexpected dog.
Oh, God. 2 of them, too.
Yeah.
Big fuckers. Don't ask me breed. Big. Get in, see them. Immediately, I'm like, oh, God. Because a dog, although I am over my fear, you know, if it's a dog that I haven't interacted with before, know the crack of it, know the profile of it.
Yeah.
You know, I was in the room and I was like, I'm too scared to go for a glass of water in the kitchen.
Oh, that's bad.
You know, it felt like a hostage scenario.
Yeah, that's where you got to assert the dominance. You just got to get up, barge through them, be like, I'm the big man around here.
Yeah.
You bitch. What the fuck?
I could get away with that until one of them started barking and I'd be stripped back in the room.
Yeah.
But then, on top of that, Amy had booked me for her show. Mm-hmm. Her show, which again, didn't know this. It's called Big Dog Energy. It's a dog show. Every audience member brings a dog.
You gigging at Crufts, bro? By the way,
bro,
stop doing novelty comedy.
You know,
it's a dumpling show or it's a dog show. Hey, fuck off and just have a drink.
I know.
Just bring. Here's you bring a drink.
But then afterwards, was hanging out. Good show, and I was hanging out after, and I was having a lot of scoops, whatever. And this guy comes up to me, built big hair, big shoulders and all. You know what I mean? Comes up to me, slaps me on my back immediately, alpha male energy, and he goes, "Dude, great set, man. That was awesome. Really loved that." And I was like, "Thank you, mate. Appreciate that." And then he goes, "You staying for a pint?" And I was like, "Oh well, just don't say that." Don't say that. And so we
say large beer.
We stayed for a pint, and he goes, I just started talking to him. I was like, "Oh, what do you do, whatever?" And he goes, "I'm a retired NHL player." And I was like, "No fucking way. Who'd you play for?" And he says, "Well, I played for the Canucks.
Yeah.
And then I played for the Pittsburgh Penguins.
Yeah.
And then I did a bit of stint in Minnesota."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Jesus, fair bloody, that's rough stuff there, night." And then Amy Walsh.
The Canucks by fuck.
Amy Walsh came over.
Yeah.
And then he started chatting about something. And then I was just like, conversation was dying down. So I was like, "Oh, what can I bring up here? You know, what could I possibly say to NHL royalty here?" And I was like, "Come here, I hear there's good sushi here." And he goes, "Oh man, it's the best sushi in North America, Vancouver." And I was like, "Really?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, man, I got a spot for you. You got to go here. It's called Oshinori." And then Amy goes, "That place is expensive."
Yeah.
And then he goes, "No, it's good." And she goes, "No, we're poor. We can't go there." And then this guy whips out of his wallet, right? NHL legend Matt Cooke whips out of his wallet.
Shut out.
$100 bill.
Yeah.
And shoves it down my top. And I says, "Mafia, I can't take that off you." And he goes, "Just take it." And I goes, I can't take it off you. My mother go mad. Take that back. And then his girlfriend comes over, who's like a yoked bodybuilder. And she goes, "Just take it." And I was like, "All right, two you guys are absolutely terrifying. I'll take that."
Do you know, like, hold on a second. She's Burr. I can get... She's running a fucking doggy daycare. I'm all right. I ate. I can buy sushi.
So then took me for sushi the next day off the cook bill. The cook
What do you get for $100 in there? One cube
a good fucking tray of sushi.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, $100 in the sushi place.
Yeah.
Oh, that's rolls on rolls.
Boats of rolls. Matt Cooke, let me get a visual on this, man.
Dirtiest player in the NHL. That was this whole thing.
NHL. I could get into hockey, and weirdly, you know, you could go to watch the Giants and all, and I don't know why I don't. I tell you, I got offered to play in the charity match.
Nah.
Can't do it. I'm at Begley's wedding, but I would have been all over that.
Oh, fuck.
Smashing boys.
I'm in class.
Smashing Make-A-Wish fucking kids into the fucking...
I think they would just do as a charity match.
Yeah, but I think that's the whole point. Like, there'd be a couple of pros and a couple of randomers.
I wouldn't even be able to stay up. Running about in blades.
One of the first times me and Niall met, he was filming me ice skating.
Yeah.
I had to fake a couple of falls. I was not bad.
Gliding?
It's a lot more. It's not as slippy as you think. Like,
Yeah.
you got to push yourself on it. So this is your man here.
This is him.
Him? Mm-hmm. Did he have teeth and all, or did Niall tooth missing?
Oh, that's the thing. We were chatting about like hockey fights and all, and I was like, you ever lost an old tooth? Popped out the old fake, fake teeth.
I mean, he's is that? Hopefully, that's the same guy. Man, teeth rattled.
Yeah.
Oh, it's like that's like cauliflower ear for hockey. This man. What age of a man is he?
Right now, probably like his late 40s.
Him?
Possibly early 50s.
Is that him? No?
He looks very different there if it is.
Him there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's him.
And he's fucking treating like a stripper, stuffing cash down your fucking top of it.
But see, feeling an NHL knuckled in your chest.
Yeah.
Bricked.
You
Like a lunchbox hands.
Oh, yeah. Bricked up.
Just going down my top. Sweat too, dripping on me. I was only off stage.
I tell you what, you would do well at ice hockey because a lot of them ice hockey boys are absolutely cheeked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember, like, people would be getting into rollerblading because it gives you like a good ass pump?
Yeah.
Them boys are just skating all day. Cheeked up.
They got the hockey dumper.
Do you want me to look it up? Hockey dumpers? Ice hockey.
I was watching it in the airport, like, because they got the Canucks bar in the Vancouver airport. Fun time, like, to watch.
It's going to be hard to get, like, fucking... But yeah, I mean, like, I remember seeing this thing. And it was like, like a woman secretly filming her boyfriend or husband or something. Like, they were like, God bless hockey players. And this dude's just standing in the kitchen, like, frying an egg or something. And his fucking ass is, like, in a different fucking zip code.
Unbelievable.
He's just like a regular dude, assed out.
Makes sense, like.
Got like a BBL.
They're constantly fucking...
Yeah, you're just
striding about.
Pushing off your ass.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I probably would do it in hockey, and I have the bounty for it.
Oh, yeah.
None of the skill
Man,
or...
You got a bit of momentum going, and you crushed the boy up against that window.
Oh, yeah.
They'd die.
Yeah, the momentum of my ass going into you, full speed.
Yeah.
Big belly as well, big brick wall out my belly.
Big head, your head with fucking...
Put you through the fucking glass.
Exactly. If they find a fucking helmet for you. Here comes our McCann taking to the ice. Full gear, no helmet. Ass cut out of his trousers for no reason at all. Yeah, he can go, but he can't stop. Just
fun in a sport.
Yeah, I could get into it. A lot of gear though. You can't carry about a lot of shit. Stinks probably. Let's get ourselves to the Giants match.
I would go, no sweat.
Let's go. We'll maybe borrow some of their gear for our live podcast.
Me, you, Jordy, Rob. Get down there.
Yep. Me and the peg heart. Jordy Rob be wearing some ice hockey drip, like.
Oh, he does.
He wears, some vintage fucking top.
Yeah.
And I'm like, man, I'll buy that off you. He had a Red Wings like tracksuit top, and I was like, I'm not even joking. How much money do you want for that?
Yeah.
I'll take it off your back.
Yeah.
And bleach it. He's the man. No, he's hardcore fan of it. Like
he is.
He'd be all over the place. He'd be going to away matches and shit.
It's funny, like watching sports that you haven't a clue about, and like just you do find yourself getting a wee bit into it. Like even watching lacrosse or Colin. Now I was 5 styles deep, like, but I was having a good time.
Oh, you watch it. You watch from cockfight with 5 styles in you.
Yeah.
You're like, I'm fucking buying a chicken. I'm into this. Do you ever see that meme? And it's that bodybuilder guy that has a really intense stare, and it's like when you've trained for 6 months for the cockfight, and you turn up and they ask where your chicken is or something.
No,
like you thought it was just find me your cock.
Where's your chicken?
Oh, there.
Man, see being drunk on a train, hey? With a pair of noise cancelling headphones on you, basically an isolation tank. So nice. Silent disco for one.
Yeah.
Listening to sad songs.
I'm getting a bit sick of the fucking music and everything now. Like I actually, that flight back from Spain, I just raw dogged it.
Oh, sir.
I tried to, I was like listening to some shit, watched the video, and I was just like, I can't even be fucked. I just took them out.
I watch, like, what did I do? What was my plan of attack for this flight? So I did a episode of Ozark. Fell asleep for 4 hours.
And I was home. So.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Here's my schedule. Get on, 1 Stella. Sleep for 7 hours, wake up in Dublin, and
do you know what it is? Fuck, but you can't make a habit of it. Is it does work. Like even having 1 or 2 beers at the airport bars, by the way, that's where all the characters are. That's where you'll meet the characters, is the airport bars.
Yep.
1 or 2 though there, it will conk you for a flight, but you can't be relying on that. You know, can't be having a lot of scoops every time you fly.
It wouldn't work for me. I would get semi-buzzed, and then the ability to like fall asleep naturally wouldn't happen. I'd have to plow right through and be hammered.
Yeah.
Pass out at home.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it. Are we allowed to talk about Adolescence, or you not want to talk about it?
You acting like I was affected by it. No, I haven't seen it, but you can talk away about it.
Well, just because it's, everyone's talking about it.
What? I don't know anything about it. It's on my watch list.
How would we sum it up now? It's basically a show about, I suppose the undercurrent of the whole thing is toxic masculinity.
Okay.
That these
incels
basically, yeah, and that like, if you don't keep a close eye on your kids, they're listening to all sorts of people like Andrew Tate, and
okay,
Did
they make reference to Tate?
They actually said Andrew Tate, in the show.
Shit. Okay.
Yeah, and then you have certain beliefs about women, and if you maybe put yourself out there and ask them out, and they say no, you can just stab them,
right,
and things like that. And then blah blah blah, the whole thing. They're questioning him. Guy pleads guilty even though he's like 14. But it's scary. It's scary having a son and then watching that shit, because you're just like, motherfucker, I'm gonna fucking be watching this guy like a hawk.
Yeah.
Anything he watches, I'll be like, what the fuck are you watching that for?
Just keep him on YouTube Kids as long as you can.
Oh yeah, he'd be 21, and all I'll hear is like, like all them wee shitty.
Watching Buzz Lightyear video unboxings.
He'd be 21 and be like, this is bot extreme. Look at that. Wouldn't miss an episode of it. But now we're shitting all over the visuals. The one shooting it in one shot adds nothing to it at all.
No, not really.
I don't think so. And then I didn't even feel like it looked that good.
Because they have to light everything to the oneer, and then you just so.
You know what it looked like? It looked like I made a vlog and then just put a lot on it. And that's.
Well, shout out to DOP because he's like fucking 25 or something.
There you go.
Well,
25.
I don't know if he's 25, but he's like around. He's young as fuck.
Young boy.
Yeah.
Young lad. Running wild.
He shot Boiling Point, which is way better, I thought.
Okay. Well, it's a movie, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, you get one movie to perfect.
Is that the one shot kitchen one?
Yeah.
That's good gear now.
Same director.
It's good gear.
It's great.
But Andrew Tate clapped back at the Adolescence.
What he said?
And he was like, I don't think, telling a 14 or 15-year-old that he should, because the whole thing was like, 80% of the women are only attracted to 20% of men, which leaves 80% of fellas just being like, no one's going to have sex with me.
Yeah.
And Tate was like, listen, there's nothing wrong with me telling a 15-year-old that he should be a winner. Fucking get yourself in shape. Be a winner. Be a cool guy that people want to bang.
Yeah.
But there's a freaky bit when because your man obviously stabbed this girl, right? In the thing. Like, that's why he's in jail, basically. And there's a point where he's in there with the child psychologist, and he goes, listen, I had a knife. I could have done whatever I wanted to her, but I didn't. I just killed her. And you're like, okay.
I think I'll stick to the light viewing of Ozark.
Yeah. Yeah, there's one of the many programs me and Maureen watch where the credits roll and we just sit there going,
That's how I felt after Magazine Dreams. Go see it. I don't want to say anything about it. It's absolutely unhinged. Felt like weird after. And also too, you see a film that makes you feel weird, right? And we went to see it, me and Bobby went to see it in Times Square. But then you leave this really tense, anxiety-inducing film, and then you walk out to Times Square, and you're like, man, I'm going to have a panic attack.
Yeah.
Like, I am just sensitive to everything right now.
yeah, you need to get on a train with the sound cancelings.
Yeah.
Cut yourself off.
100%. Oh.
Are they showing Magazine Dreams in schools, the kids now?
What do you mean?
That's what they're doing with Adolescence.
Oh, Jesus.
They're going to put it
No,
on.
you couldn't show
They're
it
going to
straight
put it
away.
on in school and just be staring at everybody like, look, see what happens? See what fucking happens to you this week?
It felt like I was too young for Magazine Dreams.
Really?
Oh, I was unhinged. So unhinged. Great, though. Load of just fucking yoked dudes running about.
Nice.
Yeah. And of course, one of them, then this is a mild spoiler, but the guy looks up to one bodybuilder in particular, and oh Jesus, he's like a complete sculpture of a man. And then he's a big fan of him, and he's writing letters to him like Stan from Eminem.
Yeah.
And
I love your muscles, love.
but then they meet up, and the guy gets in contact with him and says, "Do you want to come down to a shoot?" And he's like, "You like those abs?" And he's like, "Touch them."
Oh yeah.
And then cuts, he banged him. Woke up the next day, his wife's calling him. He's like, "Oh, sorry, honey, missed a flight." He's having gay sex. And that's,
I would say there's
very tame compared to the rest of them.
I mean, was it Kai Green or something? Is that his name?
Bodybuilder.
You know, there was a lot of chat of him, you know, basically being sort of gay for pay. You know?
Well, it's probably
Like
a
he's such a freak of a man that people are like, I want to pay you to just... Apparently this motherfucker was like fucking watermelons and all. You know, you rent them, he'd come around to the house and he'd just be like,
Oh, God. Oh, God.
You could do worse for your job, like...
I'd say no two people are having rougher sex than two bodybuilders.
Oh, with the wee tiny ball bags and everything.
Tiny ball bags, just yoked full of pre-workout, just rodding each other through the bedpost.
It is funny to you know, have such a ginormous body.
Yeah.
And just the wee fucking... Wee bodily the same size.
But in the film, your man's lifting weights, and like, you know, I've been in the gym before with guys like this, but big grunts.
Oh,
big
yeah.
grunts where you're like, there's no call for that.
I'm trying to show you the biggest grunt, which again, if anyone wants to pay a subscription fee to the thread that me and Dave
I was about to
send
say,
each other,
so unhinged.
It's like it might look it might look random, but it's a lot more specific than you think. A lot of foreign stuff, a lot of Middle Eastern guys. You know, if there's kind of like a greasy Middle Eastern man doing anything, we would send it to each other. Very homoerotic. Be this sort of thing. I might have played this last time, can't remember. It's not playing.
I have a penis for your vagina hole. Me there for you whenever you feel alone. Take me wallet and everything me own.
Like that bad bitch like that, cause she won't come suck my dick right off.
They're just some Jamaican classics.
Very on the nose Jamaican.
I'm just trying to find. I sent Dave a video the other day, and once again, I need to have a chart of, you know, things that have brought me to tears. This is it. I nearly choked to death watching this.
Right.
But you're right, big grunts.
Yeah.
These guys just fucking. It's not far off you.
Yeah.
But them bodybuilder boys are just like, it's the bodily functions don't matter because they're like, I'm only here for one thing,
Yeah.
and that's to get swole.
Yeah.
You know, I'll shovel fucking rice into my face, just like like a pig.
Yeah.
And then if I fart or piss or shit when I'm doing this, I don't care. I'm only here for the gains.
But they surely must bring, do you think they bring the same energy when they're clanging and banging to the bedroom?
No doubt.
You know?
Yeah.
Just all that grunting.
You know, it's like the Vince McMahon thing where he like shat on his mate in the middle of an orgy.
Yeah.
He probably didn't mean to.
Yeah.
He's probably just like, oh, finish the set. Oh. Turd flies out. Whatever. Jizz flies out.
Yeah, there's like one scene in that film where like a girl like basically walks out on him on a date, and then it cuts to him in the gym, just like, you know, working it out.
Yeah.
You know, it's a lot of like, you know, it kind of illustrates, you know, the kind of tough life this man has had and how he takes it out in a very healthy manner and whatever. And it just cuts to him and be like, "Roof, roof, roof." But it's like actual dog barks.
Yeah.
And I was like, I have seen that before. Like,
Yeah.
what do you call the chain gym in Belfast?
Pure Gym?
Pure. There was a couple of big grunters in there.
Sure, Pure Gym is prime for fucking crazy gym behavior. Like,
Oh, a couple of war pigs in there.
yeah. That's where they get all those videos of people, you know, doing like, they'll be like, what's this guy training for?
Yeah.
And the guy's got like a katana on a treadmill, and he's just like running. They're like, what the fuck are you doing? Or someone's just like, yeah, someone like put themselves in this machine. They're just like thrusting. Yeah, it's not what it's for at all.
Yeah. Nunchucks on a medicine ball.
Yeah. What are you doing, man? You know who I feel sorry for here? The wife.
Oh, what? And sorry, that's them like 6,000 calorie a day farts too, like
About 10, yeah.
That's all that you know, protein shakes. I remember
Chicken, rice, protein shakes, milk, and whey. And she's just standing there like, I've seen it all before.
yeah.
Pure sulfur.
That's all I can think of when I see a bodybuilder is like he's yoked like, but he must have the smelliest hole in the country.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, you have about 30 seconds after post shower where your asshole's clean.
Yeah.
And the rest of it's just a mucky protein mess.
Body of the gods and the hole of the devil.
Yeah.
You know?
Just stinking.
I remember if any of the boys.
I wonder what a bodybuilder's car smells like. Just
God. Like a wick. It used to be like any of the boys were ever on protein. Sir, the farts were fucking diabolical.
Oh, yeah.
But then the Ozempic burps are apparently taking over that now.
Yeah.
Everyone's on it.
A mate of mine's brother dropped a protein shake in his car and he goes, he's like, I'll not be able to sell this. He goes, I'm literally just going to have to keep the car or burn it. Like, they cannot fucking shake the smell out of it. Like.
Yeah. I had a protein shaker for about a week and a half, and you leave that thing lying, the smell of it, the boof of it is wild.
No, it's not worth. Like,
it's not worth it.
I think I eat enough protein.
Yeah,
you know, for a guy who doesn't know working out, but I would be on that beef isolate that just makes juice.
Yeah,
it's not like milk based. It's just got juice in it.
Yeah, but then surely I give you a smelly hole too.
Yeah, it stinks.
Beef isolate,
but it's not as bad. It's not near as bad.
Yeah. It's the milky bits out of it.
I would take the milky aspect out of it.
Yeah, it's for all the fucking lactose heads where they're just like, but it is like, you know, it is like the flavor of whatever it says in the packet, like raspberry, and then you're like, it is kind of raspberry.
Yeah,
with a bit of anus.
Yeah,
you know, it's kind of beefy.
Yeah, it's always a smidge of the flavor with just shite.
Yeah, fucking hell. And then it's also like fucking, you know, like luminous blue, and they're like, is this okay for me?
Oh yeah.
Or am I gonna be fucking Jackson Pollock out the ass here?
Yeah, big yoke dudes. That's what you have to think about. Just
big dirty stinking asses. Give me one more time with it. She doesn't. She doesn't flinch at all.
She's probably used to it.
Yeah. She's probably like, wait till I hit the deadlifts. I'll be pissing on the floor. You know what I mean?
Some gape.
Some gape. Any other stupid shit. No, that's it. Unreal. Good to be back, Aaron.
No, it's good to be back. I usually don't record the day flyback, but today I woke up feeling a bit spicy.
I know. Do you feel ahead of yourself?
I do, yeah.
I feel ahead of ourselves a wee bit.
I do, because I was like...
Might actually be able to enjoy yourself on this trip.
Well, I already said the first class coach. I was just... I had 3 seats to myself. Bless.
You wafted in the gape at everybody?
Well, that's the thing, because you can't, you know... As a young man, getting flights like that, if I had 3 seats, I could fully take advantage of it and like lie down, whatever. Oh, I forgot about this too. So, I was lying down, right? But like... the people with the trolleys and stuff were walking past my big fat head, so I had to sort of align my legs in a way. But like I was like, fuck, there could be a wild gape here, like, because I was like leg like that, and then leg on the side, the other one, you know. But hopefully there was no waft coming out of me. But I was lying down, and then there was one guy, right, had 2 seats to himself, right. But again, big fella, you know what I mean. And he kind of went for the strategy of knees tucked, and then back against the window, like this here. And he was doing all right. And then the 2 of us just sort of went into a slumber.
Yeah.
And I woke up before him, and I looked over, and he was fully like knees on the floor, like face and head into the seat.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, get up. You look insane right now. He's just lying down, shoes off, just head into the seat like that there. And then they had a wee bit of turbulence, woke him up. God bless him.
Was he big tall man?
Big tall man.
Yeah, I see them boys suffer on a flight. Like,
yeah.
We flew to Dubai one time. It was just like a connecting flight, but this, you know, there must be people fly to Dubai regularly, like, and they just know the crack. So they're like, I'm gonna book this flight. It's always half full, whatever. And this motherfucker just got on. He had his own little blanket. He fucking bump with all the all the armrests. Put his blanket down. Took all their wee free pillow and blanket and everything. Boom, made a bed. Thing over the top of him. And just didn't move till we got to fucking Dubai. He just fucking slept the whole time.
That's the way to do it.
Unbelievable.
I mean, I kind of did the same thing today. One episode Ozark, and then I was straight to slumber.
Fucking fair play to you. I can't do it.
You can't sleep on a flight.
I've passed out a couple of times, but I never stay asleep. Like I've definitely fallen asleep for a bit and then been like, and it was probably like 12 minutes later.
Yeah.
Could never string a few hours together. Like, not a chance.
No, I definitely can. Throw on like a podcast or something, fall asleep.
No way.
I'll tell you what, the menu wasn't too shabby today.
A teriyaki in the sky or what?
No scared teriyaki. Had the chicken was Chipotle. And I was like, oh, it's a bit of a gamble now in the air. So I went for their pasta option. But they just give you for no reason like a big round thing of cheese. Like a luminous orange cheese. Just munching that in there. Then back to sleep. Nightmares.
Like a disc of cheese?
Yeah, like a full disc of cheese.
What's that for?
One cracker.
Who's he? Juan Cracker. Motherfuckers, will we get out of here and do a Patreon?
Let's do it.
Open this Martha Fluffer. Mother Fluffer.
Motherflower.
Let's do it. Guys, patreon.com/the Bomb Squad pod if you want to catch up on all the fucking questions and whatnot.
Fuck you do, eh?
You do, aye. The New York Tips. The unnamed crossover with Mark McCartney. Still can't settle on a fucking name for that. It's going to have to just be something stupid.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll circle back.
We'll go to the drawing board now.
Go on the drawing board. Guys, cheers for listening. We'll see you next week. Anything else to shout out? SSE. It's like pretty much sold out. They're just probably waiting to say that it's sold out. If you want to buy a ticket with you and your mate that are sitting 40 meters apart, you can do that.
Get in there.
Get in there. Fucking sit in your own. Who gives a fuck anyway? We'll see you there, guys. Cheers for listening. Good luck and indeed fuck you.
God love yes.
Drop